Welcome to the event organized by the Peruvian National Space Organization, CONIDA. Next, we will talk about SOLETOP and its background, its career path during these past 25 years. Before anything, let me introduce myself. I am Fernando Guzman, a graduate from the National Polytechnic Institute from the career of Engineering, Communications and Electronics with certifications in Management of Projects, Marketing from the University of Riverside, California in the United States. Currently, I work at SOLETOP as an engineer of implementation and training, marketing and sales, and also aerospace Korean Latin America relationship, the industry of teleeducation and telepresence in South Korea, here in South Korea. SOLETOP is a company with more than 25 years experience in teleeducation and telepresence, Earth satellite segment, the monitoring and satellite control, Earth systems of control UAV, and the implementation of systems at great scale. Our headquarters are in the city of Daejeon in Korea. We have more than 95 employees, including 5 PhDs, and we also have offices in the United States in the city of Los Angeles. The meaning of SOLETOP by the acronyms: S for space, O for ocean, L for land, Earth for Earth planet, and top, always searching for the protection of the planet, top to be among the best. Next, I will introduce you the SOLETOP video so that you learn about our facilities. Telecomunicaciones, meteorología, GPS, facilitando a una sociedad en avance tecnológico con satélites que han sido prohibidos, son caros y con acceso limitado. Al introducir SOLETOP, en SOLETOP nuestra prioridad es generar una tecnología satelital más accesible, con muchos años de experiencia, 25 años de experiencia en esta productividad. SOLETOP utiliza partes para reducir los costos de accesibilidad, el control de calidad para tener ensamblaje para los equipos satelitales. Nuestro trabajo consiste en mantener un buen mantenimiento de los equipos y antes de que vayan a la órbita, especializados in situ para su diseño detallado por etapas, su producción, entorno espacial, son completados antes de su entrega. Módulos de software que están conectados a los sistemas satelitales con una arquitectura de componentes que desarrollan software con unidades de centrales y sus softwares y con unas pruebas dinámicas cumpliendo con la confiabilidad. En SOLETOP estamos comprometidos a traer la tecnología satelital a la Tierra, a todos. SOLETOP, mejor, más rápido, más barato. And we hope you like the video. Now we will continue with our presentation. We should also mention that SOLETOP has participated in more than 12 Korean satellite programs since 1999. And those that are in a circle are where SOLETOP has participated in all for these past 25 years, in all of our background. We should also mention that SOLETOP has been involved since the implementation, development, and the commissioning of the Korean satellites, especially in the satellite COMS and in the satellite JK2A and B. JK2A is the Korean satellite system currently in the space. The capacity and reach of SOLETOP in the development, manufacturing, and establishing of satellite earth stations application, SOLIDS solution and support to environmental decision, the MNC monitoring and control for the mid and upstreams, development of small satellites up to 100 kilograms, UAV, earth system, infrastructure TIC, long scale to system integration, as well as global support. Corresponding to the Earth satellite station and application, we have GlobeShot. This software can be used for meteorological and geostationary satellites such as JK2 Korean, Himawari Japanese, Fengyong Chinese, and GOES from the United States. These Earth stations focus on the climatology, geostationary climatology, and it's a tested operational use, reliable, without a high uh, reliability software or high performance hardware with a low consumption of energy with the technology SWR for common platforms, geostationary platforms. At SOLETOP, we have the for the LEO and low satellites, we have the Globe Track and Sol Kite. Operational orbital positioning of 2.4 up to 7 meters. We also include the science with technology from the University of Wisconsin because we have an MOU and for the ingestion of data from layer 0 to layer 2, post-processing in the management of NOAA, METOP, Terra, Aqua, and NPP, and then products from on climate, air quality, ocean, and we have more than 40 products. And also important to with value-added products such as for fires and volcanic ashes. Within the portfolio of GlobeTrack, we have Earth stations of high resolution, customized LEO for surveillance satellite, operational use, antennas of 3 axes from 5 to 7 meters, with a gain of 31 dBs or more, with a program packet developed by Far Earth, including a catalog and integrated files for the detection of changes, detection of boats, and damage assessment. The types so far are Landsat, Spot EOS, and it is prepared for future missions as well. Here we can observe the monitoring and control of an Earth station at the SOLETOP facilities, which was developed by our engineers. At SOLETOP, we also have GlobeCat and GlobeN. This is a customized web catalog. Here we have an example of one of our users, Gist in Thailand, this web catalog, which was customized, customized to as per user's request. Currently, we are facing the challenge of concentrating all of the information in one single platform. And for that, SOLETOP has SOLIDS. It is an environmental analysis and support, decision support SOLETOP, where you can view, monitor, send, view, and support in the decision making. The advantages of this system: it is scalable, it can be used locally, regionally, or nationally. It is operational in real time, 24/7, the 365 days of the year. It ingests any type of data, satellite, radar, hydrological, and so on, and always having the processing of data management. They will be viewed in the SOLIDS platform. In this way, it may carry out the processing of data and management. It will support the NWP modeling for the numerical prediction of the weather, an automatic generation of products, the GIS integration for the system of geographic information, and it can generate warnings and alerts. It can be distributed nationally, regionally, or locally. Here we have the example of some of the products, such as the tracement of lands, thunders, trace of the surface, forest fires, speed of the wind, precipitation, accumulation radars. And here we have an example of SOLIDS, the system of integration of information. On the left, we have the data from the sensors. In the middle, we have the servers, SOLIDS servers, where the processing is made of the integration of the different types of data, reminding ourselves that they can be processed if we have a positioning value and the proper interface. Once we develop the processing, these data may be used for the planning and monitoring, as well as the surveillance and the creation of warnings to disseminate them locally, regionally, or nationally. In this way, we can make decisions in advance before any emergency. Next, to talk about the monitoring on satellite control for the upstream, low, medium, and some upstream, we have electric equipment for earth support for verification and testing, the operational system in real time, prediction system for the flight dynamics, the system of planning of the missions, monitoring and control equipment, and follow-up and telemetrics control satellite and the satellite for research. Currently, SOLETOP has a small satellites up to 100 kilos, which is a system of the development from beginning to end for the astrodynamics, mechanics, testing and infrastructure, systems engineers, management of projects, small satellites such as CubeSat, and having the electric Earth support for the testing before the satellites are put into orbit. Here we have an example of the facilities of SOLETOP where we carry out the manufacturing of the CubeSat satellites. Concerning the Earth systems of control UAV, these are for the military specification. Earth system controls the hardware of the control console, the simulation for pre and post flights, the system of pilot training, and we do this with a collaboration with Korean Airline. In collaboration with Korean Airline. It is important to mention that SOLETOP develops the control console or control desk and Korean Air, the drone or UAV. At SOLETOP, we have the team of engineers with the capacity to create an infrastructure of TICs, of ITCs, as well as the implementation at big scale. So we may talk to virtualization, the network security, high performance computing, and optimization of data storage, the recovery of disasters, and integration of the systems at a high scale. At SOLETOP, we have global support. We perform full installation on site, comprehensive management of the project, hotline support 24/7, and we use many languages: Spanish, Korean, English, and so on. Next, we can talk about the advantages of the meteorological satellites, GEO, and environmental LEO. With the use of meteorological satellites and environmental, we can obtain information every 5 to 10 minutes covering the whole Peruvian territory the whole time. If it is required, if you require high resolution systems, that's why we have the environmental of the low orbit, LEO, and that have a great variety of sensors. In this slide, we observe an example of the reception of a geostationary, in this case GOES-R, where we can have estimation of rain in real time based on data collected, a full image of water that will be precipitated, the height of the clouds, and also a full image of the winds. Concerning the Earth stations by the reception system, environmental systems, the environmental LEO system provides all of the tools for automation and management required to capture and process observation data of the Earth with remote detection. This is totally automated, operational, integrated with the technology from the University of Wisconsin, ingesting layers from L0 to L2, where you can integrate the satellites, environmental satellite NOAA, METOP, Terra, Aqua, NPP, and so on, having as results more than 40 products, as well as value-added products for forest fires or volcanic ashes. The advantages short term with the use of meteorological and environmental satellites. As soon as the systems will be set up, you can obtain the information right away, having as a result a general monitoring of the Peruvian territory. And of course, if you want to add a surveillance satellite, we can add Landsat, one like Landsat, or another one, or a different one. Advantages medium and long term with the use of sensors such as sensor networks for thunders, local networks of surface radio sound stations, air quality analyzers, meteorological radars, and with that implementation of sensors, it will be possible to analyze specific areas or locations in Peru. In order to view all of this data, it is important to have a system of integration of information, such as the one we have already mentioned before, SOLIDS system. Here we have an example of monitoring of a centralized data center. On this side, we have a multi-screen central desk for a big control of higher capacity, and on this side we have multi-screen of a small control center, depending on the needs of each user or location. Thanks to the agreements existing between Peru and Korea, these are the advantages for Peru, where we can perform transfer of technology, high-level training to offer climatology tools, hydrology, oceanography, and to provide the ability to estimate events of past and future precipitation for the prediction of floods, to allow the analysis of hydrological events, to allow the regulation of the hydrological resources for companies at the dams, to ensure the generation of electric power, to mitigate the impacts of the floods and any effects to the population, and to maximize the operations at the most important ports in Peru. Next, we have examples of setups or installations globally. Some are still in progress, others have been completed. Currently, we have an ongoing project for Africa called Sawidra, with the implementation and the commissioning at 4 locations in Africa, such as Kenya, Nigeria, Gabon, and South Africa. This will be through the reception of multi-satellite data with Earth stations LEO of 3 meters, totally operational, and the setting of customized software for the needs of Africa. Another ongoing project is for Bangladesh through the system ODA, where it will be implemented a reception system and analysis for the satellite GK2A, the meteorological Korean, at the meteorological department in Bangladesh. Also, currently, we are working with the University of Dhaka in Bangladesh. Here, we will install a multi-satellite data reception based on LEO, an antenna totally operational of 3 meters, setting of customized software. Very important to indicate that this is a program designed specifically for the students. The training specific documentation of the university environment, totally university environment. For that reason, we have the participation of our partners, the University of Madison, Wisconsin Madison. In 2016, we performed the implementation and commissioning of at the National Institute of Disaster Management, the NDMI in Korea, where we integrated the satellite data from Landsat, MODIS, MPP, and COMPS. This was a meteorological satellite, and currently the successor was the GK2A. We should also mention that this was a station of international cooperation where 5-meter antennas were implemented, and also of 2.4 meters and 3.7 meters. The integration, full integration, including a storage system, filing, and catalogs were integrated. As you can observe in this photo, the integration was made in the main room and the video wall, where we have the capacity to monitor all the whole territory, Korean territory. Also in 2016, the project Pagasa in the Philippines, we worked on the implementation, the startup of the geostationary comms, GeoComms in 2016. This was a present from COICA through the ODA program, which is official assistance for the development, the installation of two Earth satellites were completed in the cities of Quezon and Cebu in the Philippines, as also 4 regional remote sites. We worked on the complete integration of the video wall, storage, filing, and catalogs with tolerant servers to failures. In 2015, we had the GISTA project for Thailand here for the Earth Station integration, GEO and LEO. It was a joint effort, joint work with the University of Wisconsin. So we worked on the full integration for both through the DVPAS, the direct transmission, with the implementation of international processing packages, as well as packages from satellites, community satellites, such as meteorological satellites, geostationary, as well as satellites, environmental satellites. The web catalog was implemented, as well as the storage made by experts in installation training, and as I have already mentioned, with training directly from experts from the University of Wisconsin. Next, in 2015, we also performed this LAPAN project in Indonesia, completing the LEO Earth Station MODIS NPP using an antenna of 3 meters with a band, LX band, with a dome antenna, with additional integration of equipment, of RF equipment, with the installation integration of the MODIS servers and already ITC's existing systems. And in 2012, there was a project for Sri Lanka with a GEO Earth Station. In this case, was of the comms satellite, a meteorological geostationary Korean. So it was the first satellite Earth Station of comms under the program of COICA through the program ODA, produced by products of level 1 and 2. There was an meteorological integration through the data analysis software, the integration of a catalog, as well as a file based on the web. So the installation and training were also, the training was given to the personnel of that company. This was a project in the Philippines through COICA with the program ODA. I hope you may enjoy it. Estudio de interferencia radial, primera recepción COMS, construye las oficinas principales de Pagasa, la entrega del sistema COMS, la instalación de la antena COMS, instalación y capacitación. Transferencia de tecnología. Prueba de aceptación. Auditoría y validación. Productos de imágenes COMS. el equipo del proyecto COMS.
Él es nuestro CEO de SOLETOP, Mr. Chacón.
Next, we have the video of Korean Air concerning UAVs. I hope you enjoy it. El arranque de motores, inicio, sistema de rastreo de precisión y el despegue. Lanzamiento de vuelo o vuelo de lanzamiento. Tenemos la parte frontal, la visualización de la cámara, la visualización del display, la muestra principal, la consola de estación de control, control de la misión multi AC. Aquí el video adquirido de la misión, el despegue autónomo y aterrizaje autónomo. Aterrizaje autónomo. Prueba de recuperación de emergencias. Aterrizaje autónomo con caída profunda o aterrizaje profundo. Un deep dive, una bajada profunda. Aterrizaje autónomo en un terreno adverso. Gracias. Excelencia en vuelos. Korean Air. The Association and Commercial Strategic Alliance. We hope that you have enjoyed the videos. Next, we will talk about the association and trade strategic alliances of SOLETOP with some institutions. SOLETOP has an commercial MOU since 2014 with the University of Madison, Wisconsin, where it is to the max. Because when we start the implementation of our projects, we have the participation of the scientists from this university, and also having as results the benefit for all of our users. We also have an MOU between CONIDA and SOLETOP since 2016, and SOLETOP is searching for the opportunity to perform a second MOU with more specific points for the benefit of CONIDA, taking advantage of the relations and experience with the one SOLETOP already has. It is important to mention that SOLETOP has supported the Space Agency of South Korea, which is KARI, and in 2017, SOLETOP supported for the program ODA carried out by CONIDA, for CONIDA, in where it was included the implementation of an environmental analysis system and support to SOLID's decisions, but due to uh, external issues for both agencies, this ODA could not be completed. However, SOLETOP is searching for different channels to support CONIDA through the different programs between Korea and Peru. We also have a strategic partnership and association with CPI Orbital Systems, where that manufactures the antenna positioners for environmental antennas as well as for surveillance satellites. And so it may offer to all of our users a solution totally integrated. Also, we would like to share with you that we perform field visits. We visited Pucallpa, Puerto Maldonado, and Iquitos because Soletop is participating in the project Sivan in the modules of general information, including communications, applications, and multi-sector information, as well as meteorological and environmental surveillance. In this slide, we have an example of the project Sivan, where Solitop is participating in the module of general information, including the integration of satellite images that CONIDA has. Also, I would like to refer to the important aspects of Solitop with Peru, the relevant relations between Peru and Korea. So we have a close relationship with the Embassy of Peru and the FAP office in South Korea, the Peruvian Air Force office in South Korea, as you may observe in these photos. It is also important to mention that Soletop received an invitation from the Peruvian Space Agency CONIDA to participate in the workshop in November 2019, having the participation of Hanwha. Hanwha is also a Korean company. Thank you so much for this invitation to CONIDA. During that workshop, some working tables were performed with CONIDA personnel as well as with Peruvian experts in the areas of meteorology to search for the best solution for the benefit of Peru through the Peruvian Space Agency, CONIDA. And a very recent event, this past October 26th, we had the visit of the Peruvian Air Force aggregates here in Korea to the Space Agency, Korean Space Agency, which is KARI, where we discussed of the potential that the Space Agency, Korean Space Agency has and the benefits that could be obtained for Peru. And as always, Solitop, we are the best openness, availability to support the relationship Peru-Korea in the aerospace relations. And about to close, Soletop has a heritage of the tested space C&M technologies professional applications. We are experts in software architecture. We are experts in TICs, information technologies, ITCs, in the integration and solutions at big scale. We have different certifications internationally and also an international workforce and legendary support. At Solitop, we have customers and users globally, such as in Korea, Europe, Middle East, Southeast of Asia, the United States, South America, and Africa, having more than 200 successful projects and counting. Here, as you may see in this slide, some of our clients or customers and users. We should also mention that Soletop has governmental partners as well as from the private sector, as we are showing here in this slide. We should also mention that through Solitop we can perform visits and scheduled visits through Solitop to Korean facilities, subject to the availability of organizations. As you know, SOLETOP, we are in the and with a CARI, which is the space agency in the city of Daejeon, also with the Institute of Research in Electronics and Telecommunications, ETRI, also in the city of Daejeon, to the National Center of Meteorological Satellites in Jincheon, or to the National Institute of Disaster Management in the city of Ulsan, or Korean Air in the city of Busan, or KAI in the city of Saicheon. It is important to mention that currently we have there are certain restrictions due to the pandemic. However, SOLETOP is always open and available to provide support, to help. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope that this information is useful and will be useful. Here, this is our website, and also as my email for any doubt, questions, or comments that you may want to share with me. Or you can also do it through CONIDA. You can approach CONIDA, you can approach the CONIDA staff, and they will share the comments and questions, and we will very happy to respond to you briefly. Thank you so much, and have an excellent day. And so long.